So I'm like, how is this guy this awesome? And he just goes and rolls around the next weekend.
I met a Gypsy.
If you think about, I think it's a very accurate assessment, right? But even talking to Eli the other day,
Yeah.
bro, 2020, 2021, or like 2019, 2020, Eli coming off the crashes in 2015 and Dunge beat. Everyone's like, this guy's never going to win. He's overrated. He can't figure it out in terms of the fans.
Yeah.
Now,
I ever since he went to the Star Racing
same
Yamaha,
deal. Suzuki, Star.
he made it. I'm saying from a performance standpoint, it seems like he figured out all of his shortcomings of not being consistent on the starts, and like he just post up a 7th place, and you're like, dude, what in the hell is going on? It's like, and people look at us in the booth like, what's up, dude? Tell us what's going on. I'm like, I have no clue. It's so foreign to me because I go back to, my days of racing, like MC and all these guys, the best in the business, and the stats say that, Stu, Reedy, and like they would never do stuff like that. So I'm like, how is this guy this awesome? And he just goes and rolls around the next weekend. Obviously, he wasn't rolling around, but
comparatively,
when he moved to the Yamaha, I felt like, it was the best version of him that I've ever seen. Like well-roundedness, where he didn't have any weak points. Nothing. It's been incredible to watch. Incredible to watch.
Well, and just to speak on the fans' perspective, like nowadays, bro, like he is the man.
Yeah.
Everything that, even the podcast shows out, like, dude, we posted it 3 days ago and it's had like hundreds of thousands of hours of watch time.
Yeah. It doesn't surprise me.
Crazy.
Because, because he doesn't always talk.
Doesn't, yeah.
So he comes on your pod, you guys kill it, and he does a great job. You ask awesome questions, and the vibe in here makes you want to talk. I'm not saying, I don't want to use the word vulnerable, but it's just it's a comfortable setting, so you feel comfortable of saying things. Going back full circle to my life now, dude, I have so much fun. We take tons of trips, my wife and I. She wants to create memories also with the kids. So instead of buying them materialistic bullshit, like we take them places. Anywhere where we can go that they can come, it's not conflicting with their school. We bring them. And if it's just her and I and we want to go somewhere, we go. Whether it's with friends, by ourselves, and I'm living my life. I've made a great living. I can still do it, and I have the funds to do it. So I'm gonna do it because you just, you never know, and I'm living. I'm probably the happiest I've ever been. Ever have a good time. Dude, you're behind me in closed doors, a couple cocktails, and having a good time. Me and RV. It's just like I can be so misunderstood. But that's okay, dude. It is okay. I know who I am. I'm happy with who I am. I know I'm a good person at the end of the day, and not everyone can see that. But most people that I hang out with, they keep wanting to hang out with me, and it's not because of who I am. I think it's because of who I am on a motorcycle. It's who I am as a person.
Yeah. Oh man, and just over 10 years, you've just been the nicest dude to me for like. But not like for no reason, but it's like literally, dude, I was just nobody. Like I was just a camera dude, like 20 years old, and you were just always the coolest. No matter where I saw you, no matter where we were in the world, like it was just, I don't know, it definitely speaks so much. You just finished watching a clip from the full 3-hour podcast. You're on our Clips channel. The full podcast live on the Gypsy Tales podcast channel. It's linked right here. Go over to that channel, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and make sure you never miss a full episode of the Gypsy Tales podcast. If you don't want to watch it on YouTube, you want to watch it on the go, you can also head to our iTunes or Spotify to get the full 3-hour podcast in audio format.
I met a Gypsy.